Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Nice to meet you. Hello. Good to see you here. Yes. Hello. Hi. And welcome to the very first annual monthly meeting of the State of the Stephen Address. This is going to be where I address the nation on what I've been up to for the past month. The reason I'm doing this is because I do things, and I'm pretty sure you care about me and want to know what I do because you love me. So every month I'm going to address the nation that I'm the president of. I'm the president of you today. I'm going to address what I've been up to. Now, some of you may know who I am, some of you may not. So this address is going to be more so a backstory of who I am, and then we'll get into what I did in September, and then every address going forward will just be what I did for that month. But because this is the first one, I'm addressing the nation for the first time. Today, I'm going to show you a peek behind the curtain of who Stephen really is. All right, so first things first. Hi, like I've said many times before, my name is Stephen Mora. I'm 25 years old. I know that because my birth date is April 23rd, 1998, which makes me 25 years old on today's date. I'm 25 years old. My Xbox name is Yo, I'm Steven. That is because Yo, I am Steven. My PlayStation name is Brown with Glasses, again, because I am Brown with Glasses. If you want to play games with me, send me an invite on the other platform. I'll play a game with you if I feel like it. Going beyond that, I have 4 cats, 4 of them. And if you know anything about cats, 4 of them is a lot. Their names are Idiot, Stupid, Dummy, and but for the sake of this address, I'm going to be using their government names. Now, 2 of these cats were Brianna's first. And you may be asking, if you don't know, who is Brianna? We'll get to her later. But Brianna, she had 2 cats on her own before we moved in together in combined households. Her first cat's name is Pirelli. As you can maybe see here, Jarvis, pull up a picture of the cats. This is Pirelli. She was a rescue because she was hit by a car on the road. Her name is Pirelli because the car that hit her had Pirelli brand tires. This is her second cat. His name is Loki. He is really dumb. I don't like him. He is orange. His name is Loki, based off the Marvel Loki. Now we get to the good cats, my cats. Long story short, Brianna's mom had a stray cat in her backyard that gave birth to some kittens, but that mom left, and the kittens were just kind of there all alone. So me, being the awesome guy I am, stepped in to save them. So I've had them since they were officially like less than 48 hours old. They've been my kitties, and they will always be my kitties, and there is no better kitties in the world than these 2. That being said, they are annoying. The first one we have here is Ada, and his name is Ada. Notice I said his because he is a he. What happened was, when they're kittens and you look at their little private parts, everything's really small, so you can't tell what's what. We thought he was a girl at first. A few weeks later, we take him to the vet. They say, actually, he's a she. No, scratch that. She's a he. But my kitties are named off Resident Evil characters. And if you know Resident Evil, there's not that many good male names to use for cats. There is Leon, but who wants to call their cat Leon? Same question for Chris. Who wants to call their cat Chris? So I said, you know what? He's a pretty boy. We'll keep his name Ada. The second kitty, his name is Wesker. Now, if you know Resident Evil, Wesker is the bad guy. He's the villain, and that fits because this guy is annoying and mean and bad. Wesker in the game wears all black, and spoiler alert, this kitty's all black. So it fits. And together, these are our 4 cats. Now back to Brianna. She's my wife. We've been married under a year. October 11th will be our 1-year anniversary of being married and wedding. Here's my ring. As you can see, I'm not lying. Maybe she'll show up here one day. She can be like the first lady. Now, I think that's a pretty good introduction on who I am, but you don't really know who I am until I tell you who I am. And I think the best way to do that is to show you my 44 favorite movies. Now, if you don't know this, I collect a lot of movies. Jarvis, pull up the movie room. I have currently about 1,300 movies. I'll give you an exact total, maybe, if I feel like counting. There's over 1,300 movies to combine, and about 100 seasons of TV shows over here. So I have a lot of movies. So I went to the movie room, and I got my favorite movies, and it ended up being 44. So I'm going to show you my 44 favorite movies as fast as I can. All right, now with all that out of the way, we can get into what I actually did for this month. And that is, I went to Vegas. Well, okay, I went to Vegas like halfway through the month. I didn't start doing this until like the halfway point of September. So everything that happened the first like 2 weeks of September, I don't remember. I didn't record anything. But starting midway through September, I did. So you're welcome. So the first thing you're going to see is our trip to Vegas. Jarvis, roll the clip. Hello, hello. It's September 14th, also known as my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, sister. We're going to Vegas today. We're gonna go see Adele and do the Saw escape room, eat Wahlburgers and gamble some money. Hope we win. All right, so I didn't really record any of the flights or the airport stuff because I just didn't. I forgot, I guess. But we stayed at the Link Hotel, and after we got checked in and everything, they had this little pizza vending machine right outside the elevator. Open the elevator doors. You walk in, there's a pizza vending machine. You just tell them what you want, and the little vending machine gives you a pizza. Isn't that pretty cool? Oh, all right, and then after all that traveling, we sure were hungry. So the first thing we did is we walked to Wahlburgers. Here it is, the promised land. It was actually pretty good. I like the decorations. They have posters of like the stuff they've been in, and all over like the ceiling is just their movie titles. This one right here, my boy Donnie, he was in Saw 2. We gotta love Donnie because he was in Saw 2. And then here's the menu. I had to get that Donnie burger. Donnie has never led me astray, so I had to get his burger. This only makes sense, and it was pretty good. Brianna got this one, the Paul burger. That one also looked pretty good. We also got some other appetizers and stuff. I didn't record much of the food because I didn't want to do that. And here are the drinks we got, and also here are some pictures of us with those drinks. We look weird, sorry, we just do. But speaking of pictures, a lady was going around the restaurant saying, hey, do you want a picture? And we said sure, and they gave us this little Wahlburger picture printout. That's pretty cool, ain't it? Anyway, on with the video. Just finished our first drink of Vegas, the Hurricane from Wahlburgers. One down, so many to go. And then also at Wahlburgers, I like the cup my drink came in, so I took it. So now I have a Wahlburger cup at home that I can just drink out whenever I want. But after that, we just went back to the hotel, played some gamble games, drank some expensive drinks, and then we went somewhere else that you can see here. I don't think we recorded some videos of us playing slots and like getting the fun stuff, but I don't think anyone wants to watch through all that because they're kind of long. So here's what we won for that first time. We were doing pretty good that first night. We got like some money here. But spoiler alert, we lost big time. We lost like $600 at the end of the week. So yeah, happy times. Okay, we got our second drink. It's a $30 vodka Red Bull. We're also gonna be gambling for the first time. Let's see if we win. Okay, and for this next place, I don't really know how to describe it or say what it is besides just saying what it is. The building is called Area 15, and in the building there's a bunch of like weird different stuff. But the one we went to, there's like a fake store, like a fake grocery store in there called Omega Mart. And it's just like a weird grocery store, but like if you open up the right door or press the right button, it opens like different passages that lead you to like this weird psychedelic hidden place. So we did that for like a couple hours. It's pretty cool, really trippy. But one of the hidden places is a bar, so of course we found that. But beyond that, here is Area 15, Omega Mart. Drink number 3, we're at Omega Mart. We got a apple juice and what is that?
Oh, margarita.
Enjoy, cheers. Okay, now before we go into the second day, I just want to clarify something. I like to wear a hat just because I do. A few years ago, I put a hat on. I said, hey, I look pretty good in that. So I just kept it on. But as of the last few months, I don't know how many people I have told you or shown this at all. But back in June, I used to have long hair. Pull the pictures up. So I used to have nice long hair, and I like that hair. But I was always wanting to know, what do I look like if I shaved my head off? Because I had long hair all my life. I wanted to see what I look like shaved and buzzed and bald. So back in June, I did that. Here's a picture of me with that shaved head. I think I look all right. I didn't really think, the process of growing my hair back and how awkward and long that would take. So over the last few months, I've been growing my hair back. but it's in a really big awkward phase. Spoiler alert, here's it right now. It doesn't look too bad because I have been having a hat on, but in these pictures you're about to see, it looks pretty bad. And the reason I don't have a hat on is because this day is Adele Day, and Brianna didn't want me to wear my hat to the concert, so we had to do something with it. So we just kind of stuck it up. Apparently she thinks that looks nicer than a hat. I think she's wrong. But yeah, the rest of day 2, I'm gonna have stupid hair. Sorry, I deal with it.
All right, here we are at Margaritaville with our 4th drink, the brunch punch. R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett. All right, still in Margaritaville. So we got our food now. I got drink number 5, a Ruby Red. She got a margarita.
A bee flew into my drink, so I got another one. All right, and for this place, we had breakfast here on like our 3rd day. It was not that good, and it was very, very loud here. Like I just took a picture of our drinks because if I recorded a video, you would not be able to hear me. So here is our 6th drink, and the food was okay. I forgot what this place is called. It was like a restaurant in the hotel. On our last day there, we did the Saw escape room, which I really enjoyed. I didn't take any pictures or videos of it just because you couldn't. Yeah, no phones allowed. And it wasn't like a Saw escape room building. It was like the story was we were invited to go to a tour of a meat packing facility. So it looked like just a meat packing facility. It didn't look that cool. So I didn't take a picture. But like once you walk to the door, the Saw stuff starts, but also the no phone rule starts. So I didn't take a picture. I did buy this little guy. I like him. It's Billy. But yeah, beyond that, we did the Saw escape room, walked around some more. And then we ate at Guy Fieri's restaurant. Here's a picture of Brianna's burger. And that was pretty good. We also got another drink here. I didn't record or take a picture of it, but we got a drink here. All right, and that was Las Vegas. That was our trip. I didn't really record too much just because I think recording stuff is in public is weird. But I did what I could. Hope you enjoyed that, the Vegas part. What we did next, the next big thing at least, was get ready for the Saw 10 movie premiere, which you'll see in a little bit. But between Vegas and Saw 10, we didn't really do anything much. We just kind of worked, stayed home, watched movies, play games. I did buy Baldur's Gate 3. This game is very, very fun. I highly recommend it if you like D&D, RPGs. Play this game, very fun, very big. But beyond that, video games, work, eat, school, and then Saw 10. Actually, there's a few things I do want to mention before we go into the Saw 10 footage. I think there's 3 things. One, when I showed at the outside of our movie theater, peep the Star Wars banner. It's been there for like 4 years. I think maybe 6. I forgot what movie it is. But there's like an old Star Wars banner there they just haven't taken down, which I think is pretty funny. Second thing, my shirt is very big. It was an Etsy shirt. I meant to order a large sweater of it. But I guess I hit the wrong button somehow and I got a extra large t-shirt. So it is very big on me, but I still wore it anyway. It just looks really weird. Third thing, whenever you see me drinking from a straw, I could drink faster, but there was something in my straw that kept me from drinking as fast as I could. And so Brianna won the chugging contest, but if my straw was free, I would have won, I promise you. Anyway, on with the show. Okay, today is the day. Saw X, check the fit. The Jigsaw Killer, baby. We're gonna go watch Jigsaw. No, we're gonna go watch Saw 10. And it's gonna be really good because it better be. We went to the Cinemark store, or the theater. We got some goodies. We got a little demonstrated off. This little popcorn bucket. A little popcorn right in there. And then, boop, boop. You got some red eyes. Got the same thing for a little drink. And then we got a little buddy here. Hey, Billy. And then we got just a little cup. We're gonna take it to the movies. We're gonna watch the movie, and then we're gonna go get drunk at Dave & Buster's. Bye. Okay, here we are at the theater. Gonna go watch Saw 10, baby. It's about to start. We're going in. All right. So I said I've told a few of you that if the movie's good, we're gonna celebrate by getting drunk at Dave & Buster's. If the movie's bad, we're gonna cope by getting drunk at Dave & Buster's. And we're at Dave & Buster's, and we're gonna be celebrating. Here we go. Starting out with drink number 1. You know we had to get the fried pickles, baby. Fried pickles. We got drink number 2, baby. Oh, no, that's drink number 2. Dave & Buster's don't miss. Well, all right. The guy just said they made an extra cake and they gave us a free dessert. So thank you, Jigsaw. Already.
Let me do it again.
Go again.
I was going good. I didn't know you were recording me. Now I understand. That wasn't fair.
That was all you.
Come on.
Somebody got the ball stuck. Somebody got the ball stuck. And there ends a successful night at Dave & Buster's. We got a little icy cup. And that was a fun day. Thank you, Jigsaw. I want to play a game. That's my Saw voice. I hope you had as much fun watching that stuff as we did doing it, because it was pretty fun. So I hope you enjoyed that little Saw journey with us. Our next fun thing happened a few days later. I don't want to go too much into detail because I explained it in the video. I didn't record or take too many videos or pictures of it because it seemed kind of weird because it was like a family thing. But it was, just keep in mind all the footage that you're going to see of the actual party. It's a 15-year-old's birthday party, so everything you're going to see, just keep in mind, this is for a 15-year-old. With that being said, here you go. All right, and welcome to September 30th, the final day in the month. We have something to go to, actually. Excuse the shiny lips. I have some ointment on there for an infection I have. Hashtag real life. But we are going to a quinceañera, which if you don't know, it's a 15-year-old Mexican girl's birthday party where it is not only allowed to get drunk, it is encouraged to get drunk. So we got a cooler full of goodies in there, and hopefully we're gonna have a good time. See ya. To get to the party, we had about a half-hour drive, so we had to bump that new Lil Wayne. And then once we got there, I went to the bathroom, and they had this really cool broken mirror in the bathroom, so I took a pretty funny picture. That's me in a broken mirror. And then once we started drinking, I got my fancy Saw cup. I brought that with me, and I mixed up some Tito's, some Malibu, and some spiked lemonade. Mixed it all together, drank it up. That was good. And then I did that again the second time, and then I drank a pickle vodka shot. That was also pretty good. And then at that time, the party was getting a little out of hand for us old farts, so we went home. And by a little out of hand, we mean this. All right, and that ends the month of September for us. That was pretty fun. Like I said earlier, I didn't record anything from the beginning of the month, only like the second half. So hopefully going forward, like October and the other months, I have more stuff to show you, which I do. We do have some cool stuff planned for the rest of the year, so I'm kind of excited to take you guys along with us for the other trips and stuff we have the rest of the year. But as far as September goes, that's pretty much all the big stuff we did. Something I do want to kind of keep track of while we do these is my miles. I like to run miles in our backyard. I just started wearing an Apple Watch to track like my time. So I only have like one good reading from September with the watch, and it's a really bad mile. I've ran faster miles, but I'm just going to go with it for now. So as of September, my fastest mile is right here. It's really slow, or slower than what I do. October will be like a minute or more shorter. But as of now, I'm going to stick with the watch readings. That's my September mile, but next month will be a lot faster. Something I do want to say real quick is September 28th will probably go down in history as like one of the best days for me, just because a lot of stuff happened that I liked. Thing number one, a new Saw movie came out, or a new good Saw movie came out. Second, I like The Boys on Amazon. It's a really good show. You should watch it. But also on the state they had a new show come out called Gen V. It's like a spinoff. It's also a really good show. I recommend both. And then third, a brand new Lil Wayne mixtape came out. And of course, it goes hard. And then just a fun little fourth thing, September 28th is the day that Resident Evil 3 takes place. So yeah, September 28th, 2023 is probably gonna go down as one of the best days ever for me. Beyond that, that's pretty much it. Nothing else going on. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the State of the Steven for September, and I will see you in October. We will be going in alphabetical order, so strap in. It's going to be hopefully not a long time, but it probably will be. The first one just so happens to be my actual favorite movie of all time, currently at least. It's 12 Angry Men. It's a really good movie. I'm going to try not to talk about every single one, but I mean, this one you have to. It's an old 1957 movie, black and white. There's people, it's 12 jurors in a jury room trying to decide if this kid is innocent or guilty. We as the audience don't know what the kid did, so we're just kind of with them along with the ride. If you like people just in a room talking for like an hour and a half, watch this. It's honestly a really great movie. All right, so that was 12 Angry Men, and now we're adding a few numbers going to 21 Bridges. This movie is, I mean, it's pretty good, but I don't know why. Whenever I watched this in the movie theater, I was locked in. I didn't talk. I didn't look away from the screen. I didn't eat popcorn. I was locked in from the moment this movie started. It just grabbed me, and after rewatching it, it's still really good. I'd recommend if you like cop action dramas. All right, the next one is kind of the same thing. It's Ambulance by Michael Bay. This is just like a full Michael Bay action movie. Once they're in the ambulance, it just does not stop. So if you have like 2 hours to kill and need your heart rate to rise, watch this movie. All right, next we have American Animals. This is a true story, and just the way that it blends documentary style filmmaking with just normal filmmaking, how it just blends them and mashes them together. It is so good. The story is actually really entertaining. Like, I don't want to talk too much. Watch this movie if you like documentaries and cool movies. All right, the next one is a pretty big blockbuster in the sense that it has a lot of famous people. I'm trying to keep this list to movies that you may not have heard of. But this is Amsterdam. It flopped at the box office. Nobody saw this, but that sucks. This is a really good movie. It's really long, so if you don't like long dramas, yeah, maybe you won't like this one. That was a really good cast, really good story. Check it out if you like my movies. All right, these next two are kind of similar, so I'm doing them together. The Art of Self-Defense and Duel. These movies, made by the same writer, same director, they have a very similar sense of humor, which is why I like them. They're very dry, very sarcastic. So if you just like love stupid humor, watch these. They're not traditional comedies, but they're very funny, very dry, very sarcastic. If you like that kind of stuff, watch them. This is a movie. Guy gets mugged. He wants to learn self-defense, and it just pokes fun of everything about that. This one's a bit more sci-fi with the same sense of humor, same people. Watch them. Next, we have Booksmart, teen comedy like Superbad. If you like Superbad, you'll love Booksmart. It's funny until it's not, then it's serious, but then it's funny again. Watch it, really good movie. Now, this was my favorite movie until I saw Tall Banking Men, The Breakfast Club. If you haven't seen it, just watch it. One of the best movies of all time. Watch it now. Next, we have Catch Me If You Can, another great movie. It has Leonardo DiCaprio in it. It's about him faking being a pilot and the cop trying to catch him. Catch me if you can. Will he catch him? I don't know. You should watch it because it's really good. All right, this next one, everyone has a childhood movie. For me, it was Catch That Kid. I've shown people this movie as, adults. They don't like it. They think it's stupid. But as a kid, if you're a kid watching this movie's awesome. Okay, it has a bunch of famous people in it as kids, that grew up to be famous. But before then, they were in Catch That Kid, a movie where a bunch of middle schoolers have to rob a bank. And as a kid, that's awesome. And as an adult, I still think it's awesome. So watch this if you want to have fun. Next, we have Crypto Zoo. This movie is really beautifully animated. It's really weird. It's not your traditional animation, or not traditional movie at all. I would say if you're impaired, I can't condone anything as the president of this state, but if you're impaired in any way and watch this movie, you would be in for a pretty good time. But even if you're not impaired, this is just a really beautiful animated movie. It's very adult, I will say that, but it's artistic and really, really good. And next we have Eagle Eye, baby. This movie just never gets old. Shia LaBeouf being awesome. I don't want to say too much about this because this movie honestly probably is not that good, but I think it's awesome. If you like action epic and Shia LaBeouf, watch it right now. Okay, I only want to bring this movie up because it is incredible how there is two different versions of this movie. Now, if you haven't seen the first Escape Room, watch it. It's a pretty good movie. I do enjoy it. But I just want to say this one, as you can see, has, it says theatrical and extended. That's a bunch of bull poop, okay? It's pretty much theatrical and other movie. The beginning and the end, completely different movies. And even the middle, the actual games, escape rooms, they're the same games, but their motivations and story in between each game is different between both versions. So if you have a couple hours to kill, watch both versions of these movies, and you'll have completely different experiences. I just want to point that out because I don't think many people saw both versions. So if you have a chance, watch both. It's just insane how different these two versions are. All right, this next one, it's Final Destination. I can't not put these on my favorite movies list. There is 5 of them. I picked 2 because 2 is my favorite, but I will say this. If you haven't seen all of them, watch every single one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you watch the whole movie, if you watch the whole series, you will be rewarded. There is, a cherry on top if you make it through all of them. And I don't want to say when, I don't want to say too much or what movie it's in, but if you watch all 5, you will be rewarded for watching them. That's all I'm going to say. Do it. They're fun. Ford v Ferrari. I don't know cars. This movie's awesome. Watch it. Hacksaw Ridge. True story. Guy, it's against his religion to kill people, but he wants to help in the military, so he becomes a non-killing medic. And half the movie, just this awesome epic mission he's on to help people as a medic without firing a single gun. Watch it. It's good. Amen. All right, next we have Hard Hit. It is South Korean, so there's going to be subtitles to it, but this movie, I don't know if you saw Retribution come out recently with Liam Neeson. It's the exact same plot as this. I thought that was an American remake of this movie, but apparently they just stole the plot to it. This is the better version. Watch this. It's about a guy taking his kids to school. He gets a phone call saying, hey, there's a bomb under your seat. If you stop driving, I'm going to blow it up. So he just has to drive around with a bomb and his kids in his car. Watch it. It's good. Next we have The Lie. Holy moly, this movie, it's not the best movie, I will say that, but it's one of my favorites because there are elements in this movie that are very, very divisive. I will say, if you watch this movie, watch it with somebody else, at the same time, watch it together, just to see how y'all react to different things in this movie. It is very divisive. It's not, that great of a movie, so just fair warning, but it's divisive. Watch it with someone, tell me what you think. All right, next we have Love Hard. This is a Netflix Christmas movie. I had to put one of these on there because I think they're just fun to watch. I love a good rom-com. This is a great one. Watch it any time of the year. Christmas works best. Watch this one if you haven't. There was a part in the middle that I jaw-dropped. Watch it. It's a good one. Man on a Ledge. Good movie. It's very, very different than what you think a Man on a Ledge movie would be. You would think it's about a man on a ledge, which it is, but it goes pretty off the rails with that concept, so watch it. All right, next we have Mass. I don't want to say too much about this movie other than that it's just a beautiful, moving movie. But fair warning, all it is 4 people in a room having a conversation. That's all it is, a conversation in a room. But that conversation, for the hour and a half, 2 hours that it is, hooks you. This movie is beautiful. Watch it. Don't watch a trailer. Don't find out what it's about. If you can handle an hour and a half in a room, 4 people having a conversation, watch this. All right, next we have The Maze Runner. I like this entire trilogy. I think this is the best, outside of Harry Potter, this is the best adaptation from a book to happen during that, like Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight, when they're turning books to movies. This is the best trilogy to come out of that. Watch it. It's good and they're fun. If you don't think so, you're wrong. All right, next we have The Mist. It's a Stephen King movie. It is gory. I will say that. If you don't like gore, this is not the movie for you. But if you can get past it, you'll be overwhelmed with emotion by the end of this movie. I'm not going to say what emotion, but by the end of this movie, you'll be overwhelmed with the emotion. If you can get past the end and get past the gore, you're in for a treat. All right, next we have Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. This was like a sleeper hit, I think last year, at least in my opinion. It's about like an Asian girl who was tested on and she got powers, and then she breaks out of her mental facility. Now she's just roaming the streets, and like a family like adopts her. And so it's just like this random nice family and this Asian girl with like weird mind powers committing crimes. Watch it, it's really fun. All right, next we have Money Monster. I don't want to say much about the movie other than that just watch it if you love like crime, drama, thriller movies. It's a guy with a bomb on live TV threatening to like blow up a news station if they don't do what he wants. Watch it. All right, next we have National Champions. If you love sports and if you love drama, this is a perfect movie. It's a college football team who's like a few days away from playing the championship game, and the quarterback starts a strike saying, "We will not play unless we get paid." Because if you don't know, college athletes can get paid. So this movie, beautiful, like just sports drama. All right, next we have Nightmare Alley. This movie is just cinema. It's a great cast, great story. Go into it blind. If you just want to have a fun time, watch Nightmare Alley. Good movie. Now, if you want to have a bad time, watch Nightmare Cinema. The premise is actually really cool. It's a bunch of short films played in like a haunted movie theater, and we're watching those short films. Only the first one is good, and I use good very lightly. It is very fun, but if you have like an hour and a half to kill during Halloween and want to put on just like a bunch of B movies, I will clarify, they're supposed to be bad. Like they're not supposed to be, grade A movies. So if you just want some fun, stupid Halloween movies, watch this one. It's pretty good. I will say the first one's the best. I know the actress who is in like the first short. She's really cool. Beyond that, the rest, not that good. But if you have like an hour and a half to kill, put it on as background noise. Onward, the only Pixar movie to make me cry. Outside, another beautiful movie. I don't want to say too much about it. If you do want to watch it, it's about a guy. He's agoraphobic, so he only stays home. He's afraid to go out. And there's like a lady who wants to leave, and they end up crossing paths. A great movie, very beautiful. There are boobies in this movie, but they're artful boobies. So if you are okay with boobies, which you should be, if you know what I'm saying, watch this movie. Beautiful, touching, outside. Now, I will say this movie is like a very amateur film. Like the director, the cast, it's like all like a low budget indie movie. I messaged the cast and the director on Instagram, and we just talk now because they're cool and they're like that small that they're just people, they're not like celebrities. So the movie doesn't look, it's not the best movie production wise, but the story, amazing. If you can get past like the wonky, little indie filmmaking things, great story behind this. Watch it. All right, next we have Polite Society. It's a very like Bollywood style movie, very visually appealing. There's like slow motion action fight scenes, colors everywhere, big pop-ups on the screen. It is a very visual movie. It is great. It's about two sisters. One's getting married. The younger one doesn't like the guy she's going to marry. She has a weird feeling about him, and that weird feeling is right. She's true. And the weird thing about that guy is very weird. Watch this if you want to have a fun time with Bollywood. Down to the last stack. Uh-oh. Next we have Repo, the Genetic Opera. This movie is so good. It's a musical opera. It takes place in a world where people need organ transplants, but the world ran out of organs, but a company made synthetic organs. And so what they do is if you need like an organ transplant, they'll give it to you and you have to make your payments on it like normal. But if you miss a payment, the repo man comes to you and repossesses the organ. So yeah, it's just like a dark musical. The songs are extremely catchy. So if you want to have a good dark musical to watch, highly recommend this. Very fun. Watch it. Next, I gotta talk about the Saw franchise. I love Saw. I could go on forever about this. I'm not going to. Saw 2, I picked that one. It's my favorite. If you can get through the gore, this story is one of the most convoluted, most stupid things, but that's what makes it fun. You gotta watch them all. You gotta get through them. They are so much fun on how wacky and absurd they get. If you haven't seen them, watch them. If you have seen them, good for you. Again, similar to Saw, I love the Scream movies. Scream 4 is my favorite. You know, you would think by now like these would start getting bad on number 6 for a horror sequel or for a horror series, but I think they're all great movies. 4 is my favorite. You should watch them. Next we have Source Code. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I love this movie. It's about this guy who's like time traveling-ish, not really, but he's like replaying the same moment to get more information to stop something. That's all I'm gonna say. Great, like mind-bending psychological movie. Watch it. Now we have The Strangers Pray at Night. It's a sequel to The Strangers movie. That movie is genuinely a scary movie because it's very real. If you haven't seen it, it's just like a real home invasion horror movie. That's, you know, genuine horror. The sequel, not like that at all, but it's fun. I like fun movies. They just made it like a straight up 80s slasher. Watch this if you want to have fun on Halloween. All right, next we have Teen Spirit. I just want to spotlight this movie because whenever me and Brianna went to go watch it in theaters, we were the only two in the theater. And after watching it, I thought, like, why? This movie was magical. It's about this girl. She wants to be a singer. She's from a very small town, foreign country, and her dream is to be a big pop star. So it's just kind of her journey on her chasing that fame. And, you know, does she get famous? Does she not? Does the fame change her? Does she get famous at all? Beautiful movie. Watch it. Tick, Tick, Boom, Netflix movie. Awesome musical, true story. If you haven't seen this, what are you doing? It's awesome. It's a really, really good story. Songs are fantastic. Tick, Tick, Boom. I will say it's a Christmas movie. It takes place in December. So if you want to wait, watch it for Christmas or watch it whenever because it's good all time of the year. Tick, Tick, Boom. Speaking of Christmas, there's not many Thanksgiving movies around. This is one of them. Tower Heist. Hilarious movie. Hilarious cast. Watch Tower Heist. Funny, funny Thanksgiving. Watch it now. Funny. Underwater. Came out at a time where nobody was expecting it to be good, so nobody watched it. Spoiler alert, it's pretty good. It takes place underwater, big monsters. If you like big monsters, watch this. Good. I gotta put Warm Bodies in here. This was the first movie that me and Brianna saw in theaters. I saw the ticket. Jarvis, pull up the Warm Bodies ticket. This was a really fun romantic comedy movie about zombies. Watch it. Good, pretty good. We need to do something. This movie is just straight up wacko zone in the best way possible. It's like a weird horror movie. Not it's like really horror. It's just kind of like a mind movie, like psychological. It's like a family. There's a hurricane, so they all run to their bathroom to, you know, brace for it and be safe. But during the storm, like their house collapses or whatever, and like a tree blocks all their doors, so they're locked in the bathroom. So it's just a movie of this family locked in the bathroom, slowly going crazy because they can't get out. Watch it. This movie was really good. It wasn't my pick to watch it in theaters. I never heard about it. Apparently it's a book. Brianna wanted to watch it, so I went with her. Beautiful movie. I love it. And now we are ending it off with Would You Rather. It's exactly like the game Would You Rather, but it's a horror movie, so those Would You Rather choices get very, very more unappealing as the movie goes on. And those choices are pretty intense. So if you want to see just a fun Would You Rather, 90 minutes of people are, you know, playing Would You Rather, but it's like deadly, pretty good. All right, that was my 44-ish favorite movies. I also like music. I like Lil Wayne. My favorite projects for him are his No Ceilings mixtape and Dedication 4. I will say I like mixtape Wayne better than album Wayne. Sorry, that's what I think. Beyond that, sorry if that was long. I like talking. Now here's what I did in September.